What's going on, people? Ade and Gman, or is it Ade and Liam Goff, or no?
We have to keep it as Ade and Gman.
Yeah.
We started as that. Some things can't change.
Or the boys in the hats. Now you've clearly come over to the dark side, which is me always wearing hats.
Beanie Bros.
The Beanie Bros.
Liking the beanies.
Yeah, Beanie Bros is fine. All right, should we do this?
Oh, we got to do it.
Let's do this. Let's get into this. Guys, I'm going to go down here, actually. We are going to do our top 10 pound for pound UK rankings. So by the time you watch this, that video might be out. So give that video a watch. Very difficult to do. Like, uber difficult to do, which says a lot about UK talent. But we'll talk about that on that video. All right, let's start with the Monaco card.
Oh, please, let's
Your biggest takeaway, it's interesting. I've watched a couple of your videos. Or your first video you put was about Johnny Fisher. Was that your biggest takeaway from Monaco?
Well, my biggest takeaway from Monaco was that was a phenomenal card.
Good man.
By Monaco, like I've said it in the past, right? I love the concept, but for me, Ade Gman's been doing that for what, nearly a decade now, and they've always kind of felt a little bit like they should catch fire to fights, but they don't.
A little bit flat.
Yeah, exactly.
Flat.
I don't know where it's the atmosphere, the ambience. Every fight on that card, oh my god, yeah. It was like they were fighting like their lives depended on it.
Yeah,
it was brilliant.
I felt, and I've got to give the fans the credit because to fly out in December, close to Christmas, prices
Monaco ain't cheap.
Yeah, prices are high. Monaco ain't cheap.
Yeah,
like I mean, I don't know if Monaco has an Ibis, but even that would be 3 times the Ibis price in the UK. Shabbaz Masud had a couple of hundred there. Johnny Fisher had a few hundred. Conor Walker had probably the most fans there, and the way Conor Walker fights, you can understand why.
Yeah.
I thought it was an incredible card. I thought the one last year was okay. I remember Chef Clark versus Mascara.
Mascara,
yeah. Who's vanished, by the way? Where is that guy
He's
gone?
Gone off the radar, hasn't he?
Yeah, completely gone. But this one, from top to bottom, I think every fight had a bit of a story.
Yeah.
There was an intrigue.
There wasn't one fight that you could turn around and be like, that was forgettable. Every fight had a story. Every fight had something to it. And every fight had its story to tell.
Okay. Normally, I'd say let's go to the main event. Shabbaz Masud, Peter McGrail. But I feel like we're going to go somewhere else first. Should we go Johnny Fisher? I don't mind going Johnny Fisher first.
Yes, Johnny Fisher almost got bashed again. And honest to God, right, look, I've seen a few people say that Johnny Fisher, at this point now, they're saying he's David Price 2.0. That is so disrespectful to David Price. I can't even fathom that. David Price, by the way, beat the brakes off him, Dave Allen 6 years ago. Listen, Johnny Fisher, I give him all the credit in the world. He could pick an easier profession to do. He's a history degree, right? He played rugby, right? He seems like an absolute gem of a human being. He seems lovely, but he's going to get seriously hurt in boxing. That was a knockdown in the first round.
Yeah.
He was hurt again in the second round from a left hook. He's constantly getting hurt. And that guy he fought, Ivan something, that guy could not even win an area title level. Couldn't win an area title if he went to the UK. And Johnny Fisher is going life and death. Having a foul, let's be frank, having a foul is way to victory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
look, it's a difficult one because I'm trying to split Johnny Fisher, the guy, who I think's a really nice guy. Really nice guy. And I've got to be very critical and put my Johnny Fisher, the boxer hat on. And I've got to say, Matchroom have got to be very, very, very careful in terms of how they match him next.
That's the problem. You see, Johnny Fisher, if you want to bring him back to the UK, the Copper Bosch, we all know it, and it's a great atmosphere. The problem is, I think his fans, they're not going to accept the Alan Babbages of the world. They're not going to accept the really poor opponents that Johnny Fisher is going to blast out and around. They're going to want to see some progression. But from what I've seen there, you are going to have to be unbelievably careful with him. Yeah,
I don't even know if it's a talent thing now, because ultimately I knew where he was. Huh?
I think it's a confidence thing.
Well, yeah, of course it has to be, because the first fight with Dave Allen, I mean, I know some people say he lost, but it was very, very close.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Very, very close. And we know Dave Allen's got talent, right? Dave Allen just doesn't maximize his talent, but's got talent. And then the second fight, confidence completely shot to pieces, maybe because of what people said online. I don't know if that's got to him. And in this fight, he tried to come out of it like a bull in a china shop. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, are you listening to Tony Sims, who is a good coach? Like, what are you doing? So, I don't know. I was saying this to Tony. I was like, what's the level then? Because Tony was very accepting of the way, like, oh, it's difficult, blah, blah, blah. I get all that. He's fighting an unbeaten fighter. That doesn't mean anything. And I was like, okay, what's the ambition here? Is it to be an English champion? Because British champion Jimmy TKV will look at that and be licking his lips like, I'll take that tomorrow.
He'll have a field day with him.
Yeah.
I wonder, is it his chin as well? because he never touched down. He touched down against Dave Allen in the first fight. He was knocked out badly then second time. And that can, especially a young fighter like Johnny Fisher, that can hamper a fighter's confidence. They're thinking, right, if I get hit, what happens? And you saw that whenever he was hit clean, his legs were just...
But what he does do, even when he does get hit, he does get up and have a go still.
And he's got survival instincts.
Yeah,
A lot of fighters don't know what to do when they're hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Derek Chisora was screaming ringside, just holding. Obviously, it was a weird technique to hold. It was very much rugby-esque, and he was almost going back to his background, right? But he was holding. And because I was thinking, when he went down, which, as you say, was clearly a knockdown, I was thinking, I remember I actually told Tony, or was it Pat? I said, oh, this is over. And not the fight, I mean the career. Like, if he doesn't win this, it's done.
Oh, yeah, it's...
And some people might say it is done now, because, again, I think it's going to be very difficult to match him up with fighters now. But I don't know, man. You know what it is? I don't want to dig him too much. I like digging out people that chat shit and say they're going to be this and that and this and that. And then I kind of like, oh, hey, you said you're going to do, and you've done nothing. He's never said he was going to do anything.
No, he's always acknowledged that he does have limitations.
Yeah.
But he's always said, I'll always give it a go.
Yes.
And I respect that.
Same.
I respect that he's never come out and said, I'm going to set the world alight, this, that, and the other. He's always said, I'm a hard night's work.
That's, okay, so what you're basically saying, don't tell me if I'm putting words in your mouth, he's not that anymore even.
No.
Okay, then that's a bit of an issue.
I mean, I would, honest to God, when he had the first Dave Allen fight, I think that's when he said it thereafter. And I was like, you know, you probably still are, because you won rounds against Dave Allen first time. But now, when fighters are hurting you, and it wasn't even just the first round, he was hurt a couple of times in the second, you're like, you're getting hurt at every moment now.
Would he beat Solomon Dakers?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, God,
okay,
no.
And that's really below TKV, so that's English level.
No, yeah,
level.
I would make Solomon Dakers favourite. In fact, I think Solomon Dakers, not the biggest puncher, probably would have the power to stop him.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I don't know what they do then. I don't know how maybe that's quite good. That shows that British level is very good at the moment. Like Fraser Clark is British level.
The grassroots,
Jimmy
British scene.
TKV, British level is very good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to have to come around the table and just be... There's going to have to be very honest conversation. Almost a bit like what you've just said, which is very... Maybe it has to be like that. Okay, look, you could get hurt. And I think his dad said it in the change room after. Like, if he feels like his son's going to get hurt, then he's going to stop it.
And I think that's inevitable, really. I mean, it's a heavyweight as well. You know, a heavyweight going in there, big punches. Like, you could take a heavyweight, a journeyman, crap record. If he's 240 pounds and he swings at you, he's going to hurt you. And Johnny Fisher's defense isn't that. I said it when he lost to Dave Allen. I'll say it again. For the next year or two, go down the road of misfits. He's perfect.
No.
His dad would fit misfits like a glove. Brings the fans. Those guys, I mean, he's fighting that Chase Demore guy is fighting Andrew Tate. Johnny Fisher could make an absolute killing. I'm sure Eddie Hearn would love it. Beating up the winner, because he beat both of those guys with one hand behind his back.
That's where the conversation becomes very difficult, because you're basically then admitting you're not good enough for the pro scene, and that's a difficult conversation, especially when you are young. I don't know what Johnny is, but I'm going to guess he's like 26.
Yeah,
that's young. That's young.
It is a difficult conversation, but I think it's a conversation that needs to be had. You know, it isn't just people who've been saying this about Johnny Fisher since the Dave Allen fights. People have been saying this for years about Johnny Fisher, you know?
Yeah, but I think those people have been proven wrong. My thing with Johnny, and again, this is maybe me sticking up for him because I know of him and we see each other and it's all good, is the first Dave Allen fight. I thought it was pretty good.
First few rounds, yeah.
So I'm like, how have you gone that far backwards? And is it a mental thing, which I think can be fixed easier than a physical thing?
Well, my thing about the first Dave Allen fight is that you did look good, but Dave Allen just didn't do anything. So it's easy to look good in the nicest way against the heavy bag. When the heavy bag starts hitting you back, you're on the canvas and you don't know what to do.
All right, look, we could spend the next 20 minutes talking.
A while on Johnny.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that. I do want to give Conor Walker a lot of love.
Oh, amazing, isn't it?
I just think he's incredible.
And the fight was phenomenal.
Mate, it just... Like, how that wasn't main event, I mean, they've clearly made a mistake there. No disrespect to Shabbaz Masud. Yeah, that was second on. Second on, yeah. And I'm like, what's Conor Walker? But again, you know what? That's quite smart. Because ultimately, what it does, if you're a fan watching at home and Conor Walker's on in a fucking brawl against Pat McCormack, you're like, this is going to be a great night of boxing.
Oh, yeah, it's
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe there's something in that. The obsession about having the best fights till last, meaning the shit fights are first. Maybe there is something about coming out the first fight of the night's an incredible one.
Well-
and then shit fights in the middle, and then a really good one.
Well, here's the thing, right? And it's funny you say that, right? Every year, WWE do WrestleMania, and people say I'd either rather open it or close it, one or the other, because everyone's seeing me open it and everyone's seeing me close it. Put me in the middle, I get forgotten about.
Interesting, isn't it? It's
Lots of people say that.
Yeah. Conor Walker is one of those guys that, unless he is nailed to the ground,
He is coming.
he's gonna come. He's gonna come at you, boy. He's
was
gonna come at.
incredible.
I could see Pat McCormack's life almost like the old arcade games where I'm
you could,
watching the
couldn't
red
you?
bar go
Yeah,
down.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Stamina going right down.
I don't know if you saw, but I think it was either around 10 or 11. Conor looked over to Pat McCormack and he went, "This is now my time." Kind of smiled at him and he said, like basically, you're in the championship round. You're now somewhere you've never been.
Yeah.
Let's see what you've got.
He knew he was taken into the deep waters and you could see he was drowning. And the finish in that 12th round was just, honestly, man, that's one of the fights of the year.
Yeah.
That was one of the fights of the year.
This is we as normal people will never understand what that must feel like. And I'm talking about Pat McCormack, where you've landed your best shots, you've pretty much outboxed him, and he's still there, and your breathing is getting heavier, your legs are getting heavier. You know there's not much left. That must be bloody frightening.
That must be soul destroying. You've done it all. You know you've nothing left to give. And this guy is hurting me. He's hitting me. I can't keep him off. What can I do?
Nothing.
You've done it all.
And he doesn't have the... You've got to have... I'm trying to think who is a power-hitting welterweight. I mean, you've got to have Errol Spence type power to completely detonate him. Because if you don't, I mean, we've seen it. Even Lewis Crocker, who's got some power, couldn't move this kid.
Yeah, that was competitive, that fight.
Yeah. Very competitive.
You know?
Which shows how close Conor Walker is to being world level.
Shows those losses really don't count for that much.
Yeah. Pat McCormack's an interesting one because I think everyone earmarked him for a world champion title run. I think a lot of people were thinking he could do some damage.
I'd seen since his pro debut. He had his pro debut in 2022, and he looked decent without, for me anyway, setting the world alight. I never had him down personally for me in terms of the Olympians from the Tokyo cycle as one to watch. Personally, for me.
It shows there's a difference, right, between being... And I think this night showed the difference between being a very, very good amateur and just being a solid pro. Because it wasn't... Pat McCormack wasn't the only one that got beat. Obviously, Pete McGrail got beat. And again, he was considered the Liverpool Lomachenko.
I remember that. And they said that on the night he got knocked out with one punch.
Jeez.
And he looked brilliant that night, 2 years ago. I don't think he's ever dusted the cobwebs off from that because he's never looked quite the same.
Yeah.
Like, he had a swag in that fight. And that was the problem. He got too confident going back 2 years. And after he got knocked out, it was like the life just went out of him. Because every time he's come back, he's just looked...
There's something clearly not right for me in the background with Peter McGrail. Because I remember watching him as an amateur. And I remember thinking, fuck me, this guy's incredible.
Yeah,
I just thought, whoa, we've got something. And... There's always this thing as well, like this Lomachenko thing that everyone's trying to be Loma. And I'm watching Peter McGrail against Shabbaz Masud, and Shabbaz is almost gliding around the ring. And Peter McGrail's almost putting so much effort in to do those flashy moves and, you know, to be there and, oh, no, I'm there now and I'm there. And I'm like, just fucking stop and just box a bit and just have a fight. Whereas Shabbaz Masud just, it almost looks so comfortable for Shabbaz. Really comfortable.
I'm sure it was because you could tell how much effort and energy Peter McGrail was putting in to try and do that. Like, I mean, the fitness alone to do that must be incredible. Peter McGrail, or Shabbaz Masud is probably thinking, you're getting tired. Yeah. It's not your style. I am having a field day.
Yeah, no, I thought Shabbaz looked really good and now European champion. And that's someone who took up the sport pretty late as well.
Very late,
Shabbaz Masud. Again, Conor Walker, Shabbaz Masud, compare it to Peter McGrail and to Pat McCormack. It shows there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Absolutely.
More than one way to skin a cat. Alif Tuhan.
Oh, man. We have a new star.
She stole the night.
That was like... I was looking at that and I was like, whoa, hang on. I thought Beatrice Ferrara was like... This was her show.
Yeah.
It's like, where did you come from? Because I never heard... Honestly, God, I never heard of her. Because I would know a few female fighters who were...
She beat the Irish girl. What's her name? She knocked her out in a show I did.
Yes. I
do
remember that
6 months ago. Knocked her flat out.
Yes. I remember the knockout, but I can't remember her name.
Shauna? I can't remember her name, but she knocked her on her backside. I remember thinking, we don't see that in female boxing.
It's only you say that. I remember the knockout now.
Yes.
And
left hook.
Yes.
Yes.
And that was in a round, wasn't it?
It was in a round.
First round.
First round knockout.
And I thought, as you say, you're like, whoa, that's not a knockout you see in female boxing.
You just don't see it.
That wasn't a once-off.
And then she had a fight after where she's struggling a little bit. against a French girl, I think it was, knocked her out as well.
Jeez.
Dude, I'm not joking. I haven't seen anything like this in female boxing.
Yeah, because female fighters, I mean, even someone like a Savannah Marshall, who's seen as a big puncher, you know, she really needs to have the perfect moment to strike.
Yes.
We don't always see it.
Yeah.
These girls just looked effortless.
She threw about 60 power punches where she's just swinging away like Wilder.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, she must be getting tired now because she just swing. And when she got hit by Beatrice, and by the way, Beatrice is an Olympic medalist, 2 Olympic cycles, World Championship, I think, gold medalist. That was her 4th defense of her title. So what I'm trying to get is that she didn't beat a scrub.
No, she beat a very good
Ferreira is a pound for pound top 10 female, and she knocked her out cold, pretty much, on her feet.
We were hearing nothing but Beatrice versus Caroline Dubois.
Yeah.
And we're thinking, all right, this is just a formality. And you're like, what's happening here?
Honestly, I think Eddie's going to struggle to match her.
Oh,
unless he puts turkey money on the table. Ain't no one. Caroline, I love Caroline Dubois. She ain't fighting her.
No, hell no.
Because you know you're going to get knocked out.
Yeah.
You can outbox her, but you're going to get knocked out.
And that's a dynamic most female fighters don't have to deal with.
Yes.
They can go in there knowing, all right, you're awkward, you're this, but you're not going to hurt me. Now you're thinking, well, hang on a minute, I need to be 100%. Not many female fighters have to deal with that. This
is going to sound really dumb, and I know people are going to critique me, but I'm going to say it anyway, I don't care. I've always looked at Ferreira almost like this scary monster. Like, that's not honestly, I'm like, look, because I've done a few of her fights, and the way she does her face off, she's very scary. She's from the favelas. She's like tough, been built hard. When she got hit and the referee came in and stopped it, or when she got hit and she kind of was ready to continue, but the referee said no, it was the first time I looked at her as like, just a small female.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense? It's almost like I just saw the girl in her.
Exactly.
Whereas before I've looked at her like a monster.
The fear factor was gone at that moment.
Just like that. Man, that Tuhan.
She is a
honestly, boy. I think she's frightening. All right, we are 1 week out. 1 week tomorrow from Jake Paul, or should I say, Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua. I was going to say Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul, but that's not the right way to say it.
It really is the Jake Paul show, isn't it?
It's the Jake Paul show.
Crazy. See a little shiner on Jake Paul's eye?
Yeah, he said that Lawrence Okoli did that, didn't he?
I wonder, was that in response? Because everyone saw the picture the other week and they were like, but how hard are they really going and sparring? Hard enough. Yeah. Hard enough if he's got the black eye.
Before we get into some of the dynamics and things around it, Don Charles, the weight, etc., what's your prediction for this fight?
Jake Paul knockout.
Oh!
Anthony Joshua knockout. I almost said something like that.
No, you didn't almost say, you said it. What round?
I'm going to just stick my neck out and say second round.
Okay.
I was thinking first round.
I don't think second round sticking your neck out, dude.
Well, I was going to say first round, but then I was thinking he probably will get through that. But second round, a bit like Ngannou, hole, boom, done, see ya.
Yeah. Okay. That's I think I've moved from first to second as well.
Yeah, I reckon he will get out of the first round.
Yeah, I think he will get out of the first round, and then we'll see. I love the mental warfare of bringing Don Charles in.
It's hilarious.
I think he's taking the fucking, pardon my French, I keep swearing in this video. He's taking the piss.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna bring in the trainer that knows you so well, and the last time you were on the canvas, this is the reason why.
And Don Charles is gonna, I'm looking forward to the press conference because he is gonna play up to that nonstop. They'll go to Don Charles and he will be bringing it up nonstop.
I'd love to know what the number was. Like Don, we need you, pay me. I'd love to know what that number is. If I'm Don's cashing it in right now.
Man, I couldn't believe it. I was thinking he must have thought all his Christmases come at once. Yeah. Daniel Dubois, all right, we have all that. And then Jake Paul rings and says, I want you in my team for this fight. Yes.
Yeah, the fight that's going to be the most viewed fight of the year, potentially.
Yep.
You're going to be in the corner for it.
Yeah, one of the Don Charles probably never would have thought after Usyk and Joshua, after those two fights, that he'd get, paid like that again for a corner. Here we go.
Yeah, he's getting paid well, and good luck to him for getting paid well as well. AJ jumped on the scales, and I said this won't be a problem. AJ came in on the scales, I think 243.
Okay, but Eddie Hearn only 2 weeks ago said he was 265. So was he just casually?
Do you believe that? Do you believe that? AJ 260? I don't believe that at all. AJ 260? No, I don't believe that one bit. AJ's always training. Like, he's always fit. Like, he doesn't go beyond the 270s. He's always fit as a fiddle. And he was getting down to fight. I think this is the thing that I think Jake Paul's made a little mistake with, is that AJ was going to have a fight in December. We now know that he was going to fight on this Saudi card, the Benavidez Yard card. He was going to fight on that.
Yeah.
There was a lot of talk about him fighting in Ghana. So I guess AJ's known that he's going to fight at least either of those two 6-7 weeks ago. So he's been in shape. AJ's been training for a fight. And a fight, by the way, tougher than a Jake Paul fight.
Yes, Cassius Chaney apparently was the name we were hearing.
Yeah, which is at least a big heavyweight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, well, one thing I would say as well about the weigh-in thing, right? 243, hasn't weighed that little in God knows how long.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, did he just maybe, have a little steam, finish a workout, and maybe he still has some weight to go? Because again, you could say it's not a problem, right? It's not a problem going into camp knowing, right, ideally I'd like to be in around this weight. No, I have to make this particular weight. Because, again, if fight week for Alexander Usyk, right, I'm sure Team AJ were like, we want to weigh 245, but if we weigh 46, it's no big deal. No, we have to weigh this.
You know, normally I would agree with you, and I'm trying to not just disagree with you because I'm Team AJ. But if this was a Fury or even a Bacoli, and not because of their size, but people that have fluctuated so much in weight, then I think it's a problem. Like Bacoli against Kuzman 4 years ago was 250. Bacoli's now 300. So if it was a person that's just been all over the place, and Fury, who 1 week is this, AJ's always been 250 something. That's just his weight.
Yeah.
He's never been the 270. He's always been that. So I think you're asking someone to trim off. If it's someone that's been then I think it's a bit of an issue. If he's been 254, 250, what was he against Dubois?
About 250 something, but low 250s.
Below 250s. You're asking a professional athlete to drop 8 pounds. You should be able to drop 8 pounds. You should be able to drop 8 pounds. And I always felt like AJ sometimes is too muscular.
Well,
sometimes I feel like, I feel like he
is.
carries a bit too much weight, which I think hinders him when it gets to just the lactic acid building up. I actually think him coming in, and look, you're right, he's 36. This is no spring chicken. No one wants to lose weight at 36, trust me. But for 45 million, I'll chop my leg off and I'll still get in that ring and still do some damage. So I think AJ and the weights, I think that's okay.
Many fighters lighter than AJ who have worse reputations like Shabbaz Jr. When the money's been on the line, they've made that weight.
Yeah. And you get some fighters that make weight and you know it's killed them. And they're just dead man walking. I don't think that's going to be Anthony Joshua. And by the way, he can rehydrate.
Oh yeah, it's not like he's limited.
Yeah, so it's not like he has to get into the ring at 245. He weighs in on Friday or Thursday at 245. AJ can get into that ring. He's normal 250 something.
Yeah.
You know
So
what I mean?
we'll wait and see. But in terms of this whole fight, right, we'll call it that. There's no other ifs or buts. AJ's winning this fight handily.
Dude, I've said this before, and I'm going to Nigeria on Saturday. Don't know when you guys are watching this. I'm telling you now, and I'm saying this to the world, to my mum, to my partner. If AJ does not win this fight, I'm not coming back.
You have said that a few times. I've heard you say that.
I'm not coming back. I just feel like, dude, it will be the biggest upset in sports.
If AJ
If not
loses
boxing,
this fight,
this is beyond boxing. This would be, what's the biggest upset? Forget Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson.
exactly.
Forget that. I mean, AJ's probably got the second one. Everyone at least thinks so, and it's not true about AJ Ruiz. But this will be as big as Leicester City winning the league.
This is like, you're talking about Buster Douglas, a good heavyweight on his day contender. This is a YouTuber. When AJ was fighting Klitschko, man was picking up Teen Choice Awards.
Is that a true thing? Was he picking up Teen Choice Awards? You just said
Yeah, the picture's there. No, the picture is actually there. 2017, Jake Paul with the Nickelodeon logos, kids, Teen's Choice Award. He's fighting Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
God almighty, if he wins.
Yeah.
He won't win.
Yeah, I think AJ gets him to the ropes, traps him. I think AJ even does, like, this is no disrespect to Jake Paul. I think even AJ just faints. Like, he's not experienced those type of things yet.
Yeah.
He's not experienced someone who's, like Jake Paul, I know he's got a lot, but he lost to Tommy Fury.
Well, that's it. Like, you lose to Tommy Fury, who is not particularly good in his own right. You're dealing with a 6'5", 250-pound man in 10-ounce gloves wanting to take your head off.
Yeah, and by the way, on that, just to add a bit of, extra cream to the top of the cake, AJ is a destroyer. Like,
and he's been posting that.
Yes.
Was it like no mercy and this, that? So you're like, he's in that mindset of, I don't care. I just want to go in there and seek and destroy.
God, I can't wait to watch this fight. Jesus Christ. I should be there, but that's a whole different discussion. I don't want to get into it. It's a whole different discussion. Tyson Fury is back.
Again.
Yeah. There's a song like that. There's a song, E17. Babes, I'm back again. was it Take That?
That was Take That.
Was that Take That? I'm
That was
back
Take
again. Yeah. I don't know if I believe him. I think I do believe him.
Oh, I
think
believe
this
him.
is more true.
Oh, I believe him. I don't think he ever planned on. I don't think the retirement was ever the thing. I think it was just take the year off, say you're retired. Because if you don't, I think he probably doesn't want people speculating on, is he going to do this? Is he going to fight this guy? Is he
Well,
going
we
to
have
fight
though.
this?
That didn't work.
Directly to him. Maybe he doesn't want it. Maybe he just wants to sit and chill for a while. And then it's like, right, I'm good to go. Listen, come back in the new year. The only fight for him is AJ. That's the only fight for Fury.
Well, that's not happening straight away. So then there has to be another fight because AJ's fighting without, like, as far as I'm concerned, and as far as I know, AJ's having a fight in February.
Well,
And that's not Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury for AJ September.
Well, there you go. So Tyson Fury needs to get a comeback fight as well.
I was saying this to someone, like, who can Tyson Fury come back and fight? Like, what's a comeback fight for Tyson Fury?
It would have to be a fight that financially makes sense because it's going to probably be on pay-per-view. It's going to be on most likely a Riyadh season if he did. It would have to be financially viable, but also no risk of a potential AJ fight because if AJ's going to fight in February, I can't imagine he's going to fight anyone.
Can I give you a name?
Okay.
Arslanbek Makhmudov.
Against Fury?
Yeah.
Oh, easy win for Fury.
Yeah, but in terms of a name that people accept.
Oh, yeah, I take
people that know.
To be
someone
honest
who's the same size as Fury. So, you know what people are like that don't really watch boxing. All they see is two giants and think, oh my God. And the way Arslanbek looks, I mean, he looks like the scariest human being on planet Earth.
To be honest with you, I'm probably going to get some flack for this, but I was thinking a winnable fight, very winnable fight, a sellable fight to the UK public, pay-per-view, Dave Allen.
Huh?
Yeah, that's what
Absolutely
I thought.
no
That's I know it's not going to happen, but I was thinking that's a sellable fight.
Yeah, but it's coming for defeat.
I know, that's the
So
thing.
would you rather that than Makhmudov?
Either or, I think that he'd win them both. I think Makhmudov would be a bit more entertaining because he'd throw more punches.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a win for
I'm more for Dave Allen going the Jimmy TKV route. I like the idea of Dave fighting Jimmy TKV for the British title. I think that's a fair fight. That's a fair fight. It's going to happen, isn't it then? Is it
AJ
happen?
Fury,
Yeah.
I will say the end of 2025. If I'm wrong, we can look back on
End
this.
of 2026.
Yes, I think September time next year, we'll be talking about this. 9 months from now, we'll be talking about AJ Fury previewing it in Wembley Stadium, hopefully in the UK. Hopefully in the UK.
It has to be in the UK.
It has to
I think there'll be I'm not joking. I think there'll almost be a walk on Downing Street.
I think there would be petitions sent into the Prime Minister to get this fight over
here. The two
here.
biggest British fighters of all time not fighting in Britain.
Yeah.
To like
in the Houses of Parliament, they'd be actually debating it. Why
of course
are we
they
not
would.
This fight?
They would. I think there would be. I think this would go beyond sport.
Yeah.
If Fury and AJ were to fight anywhere but Wembley Stadium, and not so, I'm not even just talking like you couldn't even go Old Trafford. Couldn't go the Principality.
It has to be
the National Stadium. Two Englishmen are about to fight abroad. I think people would really kick up some stuff. I do want to talk about another fighter that had a fight on the weekend, Opetaia, who fought Hussein Sankara, who, by the way, I hope is okay. Obviously, he had a brain bleed after the fight, was rushed to hospital. And again, this kind of going back to the AJ Jake Paul thing shows how dangerous the sport of boxing is.
It's no joke.
But we hope that he does make a recovery. But that aside, Opetaia?
That looked devastating in victory, but looked human in the fight. Devastating.
He is human.
Some of his fights he hasn't. He has looked like an absolute beast in there, but he was hurt. Round 2, he was hurt. He was hit. He kind of head snapped back, and then he was close to going down. So he was hit more. Look at the state of his face by the end of the fight. He was hit a lot. I think that's a result of Sankara being better than we think, because he seems like a decent fighter, and please God, hopefully everything goes well for him and he makes a full recovery. But also I think Opetaia, he's been fighting just people who he's expected to win. I wonder where the motivation is, because he fought like someone there who was just like, I know I'm going to win, and just fought reckless.
I think they've got to be careful here, because I do think there's an element of, and I think this is across the board with anyone. You know when they say if you're the smartest person in the room, go to another room?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you're playing football, let's football analogy, because everyone that watches this, I guess, watches football. If you're always playing lower level teams, like you almost become them.
You do, yeah.
You must become them, man. And like you need to be playing the big games all the time. And I feel like that's with Jai. I feel like he's almost become a bit just same, because he's fighting guys that, as you say, he should be blown away. No one's interested. And I don't think there's even a fear factor when he's fighting these guys.
No, with the exception of Myris Bradis, and I'll chuck David Nyeka in. It was too soon
No,
for him.
not for me.
But really?
No, nowhere near his level. Nowhere near his level.
I thought it was too soon for him.
Yeah.
But okay, we'll say with the exception of Bradis, everyone he's fought over the last 2 years, you've known he's going to beat them.
Yeah.
There's been no ifs or buts or maybe make a case. There's been no case.
Okay, is that show how bad the cruiserweight division is?
Well, no, there's people there we'd like to see.
Who?
There's the Zerdos, there's the CBSs, they're fighters, there's the Gullamarians even. None of them are wanting to fight him. They're fighters who I would pick up Opetaia to win against them, but he'd have some work. He wouldn't have it all his own way, but none of them are lining up to fight him. I mean, you've got Benavidez coming up from light heavyweight to fight Zerdo. You got CBS, I don't know what he's doing. And you got Badu Jack fighting, I think, in either this week or next week or whenever.
The fight he already won, Mikalayan or Mikalayan.
Yeah. And no one's mentioned.
I almost feel like it's a weak division.
Oh, it is a weak division, though.
Very weak.
In comparison to even when Tony Bellew was champion, now that was before Usyk kind of went on his run, it was strong.
Yeah.
When Usyk, I mean, God, that was crazy. But even before that, it's always Dennis Lebedev. It was always strong. Now it's like, all right, we're getting the super middleweights coming up to 200, but we're not seeing any natural talent there that are there.
Yeah, I think it's a poor division. And I almost feel sorry for Jai, but there's got to be a point where he takes his career in his own hands and says, no, I'm not fighting that person, even if I've got to vacate the belt and go another route. Or as I said this for so many, get your ass to heavyweight. Get your ass to heavyweight. There'll be some heavyweights think that they could chin him after what they saw.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I always feel like maybe him being 220, I'd love to know what he cuts from. Maybe him being 220 could absorb those shots a bit better.
I reckon he's in the 230s. Low 230s, but I reckon that he's in that.
Yeah, I wonder if he's got a fighting weight. Like a heavyweight Jai would probably be at 215. I don't know if that's big enough.
No, I'd say he's bigger than that.
No, but to the point where, okay, he probably walks around at 230, you're right.
Yeah.
But in terms of being fit to fight, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd say I'd be north of 220 definitely when he's fit to fight. I'd say so. And I'd say a lot of heavyweights, again, would look at that performance. They'll look at the fact that he's not doing what Usyk did in the sense of he's not picking up belts for fun and beating great fighters. So they'll look at him and think, you know, they did that with Usyk and look at the run he went on. So they won't see Jai Opetaia coming. And I think if you can't look, he wants to be undisputed. That's what he wants to do. He said it.
I've no idea. I've no idea why he keeps screaming this.
It's not
the undisputed for me isn't just about collecting the belts. It's about beating names.
Yeah.
And I just think the cruiserweight division is quite weak. I almost feel like there's a few Brits that I'm waiting to explode into that world scene. Vidal Riley, potentially. Yeah.
Or Pat Brown.
Yeah, Pat Brown, Alois Jr. There's a few that I'm like, okay, get there to make it more exciting. There's some talk now about Yard going to cruiserweight and seeing what he can do. He's same size as Vidal, by the way, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do. But it needs to get a move on because I'm quite bored of the world scene. Presser, I saw it. I don't know if you saw it. For Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez. Is it? No, it's Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson.
Teofimo Lopez is the champion.
Yeah.
And
he's playing mind games already, dude.
I love it.
He is so good at the mind games.
He's great at the mind games, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know where this has come from.
He's great at them.
He's fantastic at them.
And the way he just speaks and, oh, man.
It's almost like he's watched. I'd love to know if he's watched Eubank Jr. and taken something about from Eubank. The way, because Teo says it in the very same manner and delivery as Eubank.
In a very deliberate manner.
Yeah, he doesn't smile or laugh.
Yeah, it's very
he just says it and then says it again. Matter of fact, yes. And I just wonder if he's watched that and thought, because he before used to be a bit clowny, he used to do, now he's very just to the point.
He was, as you say it, you know, you go to a press conference, he had the chest up in the air, you know, the shirt off, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. I love what I'm seeing. And did you ever see a little exchange with Keyshawn Davis as well? That was doing the rounds. It's like, damn, this guy he needs to mature, for one. Yeah. But I'm seeing that and I'm wondering, I'm liking it.
Yeah, I think, again, we're not that far away, actually. We're 7 weeks, 6.5 weeks away.
Yeah, roughly 7 weeks away.
Yeah, so it's not that far. And it's been confirmed that it's MSG.
That's brilliant. It had to be. We love the Bartleys, but MSG, man. It had to be an MSG.
Yeah, you've got Shakur quite comfortable, haven't you?
Shakur quite comfortably. I would say one thing. You said about this last time, and this would be my biggest worry. Not in terms of, win or lose the fight, but does it fill out MSG? If it doesn't, we've got a problem in the US. Yeah,
if it doesn't, there is a bit of a problem because this is it. You're getting two guys that talk the talk. You've got two guys that are, we both have Shakur in our pound for pound, and I think most people would have Teo at worst 11 or 12.
Oh yeah, he's right.
So
on the
he's
cusp.
ranked. He's right there. So you got two young kids, very good fighters. One's a 2-weight world champion. The other one's a 3-weight world champion. I mean, if that doesn't sell, then we know boxing's in the gutter.
We know it's in big trouble. Big trouble.
Yeah.
Because the names, everything about them, the fight's going to be electric. It has to sell. It will.
It will.
I've no doubt.
I want to end on a bit of a negative one, and I hate doing negative stuff, but Sabril Matias.
Oh my God.
Yeah, who was found. He popped for Osterine.
Lots have in the past.
Yeah,
for
loads
that.
have. So
Very
clearly,
common one.
it's clearly the cocaine of PEDs right now. His B sample came back, also positive, but both his A and B were below the threshold.
Yeah, which is like a 1 in like a million chance.
Yeah, which I don't understand. So were PEDs in his system or not? Or is the Osterine from something else? I find it very confusing. And if I find it confusing as someone that works in the sport, I can imagine people at home scratching their heads like, okay, how did Osterine get in his system? I mean, is it like the old clenbuterol type thing where it's from contaminated meat? Like, what is this? And if I'm Dalton Smith, and I know you're desperate for a world title, you're desperate for a world title opportunity, I'm really questioning whether I want to do this or not.
That was the first thing I thought of, was when I saw that, and I saw that it's likely the fight's still going to go ahead. Well, if you're Dalton Smith, what do you do? I know you want that world title. I know you want that world title comes with a lot of benefits, not just, marketing, Turkey, everything.
Everything.
But you're going in there against someone who intentionally or unintentionally had something naughty in their system that's given them a performance advantage over you. So he's got that straight off the bat. What do you do? Are you that confident? Do you just say, I know I'm better? I'm sure he would think that, but,
Yeah. And I've always said this about steroids as well. And I know there will be extensive drug testing up until the fight day. But I always feel like the advantage of you taking PEDs could be a year, could be from 6 months ago.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that muscle mass that you've gained, that endurance you've gained, doesn't die during fight week. You've still got that. The PEDs are flushed and they're out of your system, but you've still got that advantage, that physical advantage you took getting on drugs. Yeah. Yes. So someone could, pass all the way up to the fight. But you've got the advantages from 3 months ago still.
Yeah, you were cycling, so you had that whole camp where you had the advantage. You trained like an absolute beast and barely broke a sweat, and now you're going in a fight night ready to go. Whereas they've had the other person sober, clean the whole way through.
I always thought this was a tough fight for Dalton Smith, just because I was there for Sabril Matias, Alberto Puello, and fucking great fight. And the engines on both of those guys, I was like, this is incredible. So I always thought it was tough for that reason. Then you're fighting Sabril Matias away from home, and now you're fighting with this cloud over Sabril Matias. And if you're Dalton, there's no way you can't be thinking, shit, what's going on here? This is now a tough fight. This would be one of those wins that if he does get the victory, this is one of the biggest away wins, I think, for a British fighter because of all those things.
Because of all the factors. You hear stories about, they have to go into the Lions Den. They might be up against the promoter. They might be up against, you're up against everything. You're up against, you're up against flipping everything. So if you come through this, man, I take my hat off to you.
Yeah, so do I. And I hope he does, because I'm a big fan of Dalton Smith. And I feel like that Sheffield area is just crying out for someone.
It's crying out for a star. We haven't had a world... Kell Brook was Kid Galahad was the last world champion out of there. Yeah. And we haven't had anything to say, we need it.
Yeah. And Kid Galahad wasn't a star. He was a world champion, but he wasn't a star at all. Was he a world champion? What weight?
He was Remember he won the IBF at fight camp, and then he got knocked out by Kiko. 126.
Who did he beat for the IBF?
Chaz Dickens, who's now world champion.
No, who did he beat? He fought,
that was vacant.
Oh, was it?
It was vacated by Josh Warrington because he decided to get knocked out by Mauricio Lara.
Because he decided to get knocked out.
Well,
who decides to get chinned?
He decided to vacate it to fight Mauricio Lara, and then, matchmaking went wrong there. So they fought for the vacant title in fight camp. You would have been at that. It was one of the first fight camps in 2021. Jazza Dickens, Kid Galahad. Jazza Dickens got absolutely battered. And then they fought. Then Kid Galahad first title defense November 2021 in Sheffield. And that famous moment where he got knocked, basically it was the 5th round, wasn't it? Got hit with that left hook, and then boom, that was it.
Okay, there you go. A bit of memory stuff there from Mr. Gman. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching this one. As always, like, share, subscribe. Go to the link in the description for Gman's channel, which is growing. Rapidly. Are you buying subs?
No, of course not.
See, God punished me there, because the channel is flying. But no, look, good luck to you. Subscribe to his channel, subscribe to mine, and we'll see you on the next one.